Sun's coming up, it's a fresh day, and we have some crops to fertilise and then some grass to mow. Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to Deutz Fahrm. Let's get into our agro star first of all. We're going to quickly whiz over our fields. Oops, keep hitting that pressure washer that I've hidden in the bushes there. I keep forgetting it's there. Let's just change our wheel configuration. I don't think we're in a position to worry about crop destruction just yet, but it will certainly play some kind of a factor going forward. So as we're now into that kind of crop fertilising stage, we may as well make the switch with our wheel setup. Let's just move this out of the way. There we go. Park it near the well. Yeah, if we get the wheels changed now, at least we won't have to worry about doing it later. So, let's put the narrow wheels on. There we go. And we're going to back up. Grab our fertilising unit. There it is. Yeah, we need to top that up, that's not enough. Very quick refill on this thing. And we'll start over here, and you'll be able to see the expansions that I made to the fields in their full glory once we get onto the fields. Too far over. Let's start again. There we go, that's better. So yeah, at the end of the last episode I recut the fields a little bit, and then obviously the bits where I accidentally ripped up some of the original seed, I obviously replanted that and planted the extensions to the fields with the same seed type. So we now have, up by field 22, that sort of L-shape extension up there, which you'll get to see in a moment when we go up there to fertilise the field. And then we obviously have the big split expansion just there as well. So that field is now considerably bigger. We'll get a nice good yield off that field. Really messing up my distance on this thing today. Normally a lot better at getting the sprayer distances right. I think it's because I've been using a lot of wide sprayers recently. I've been using, obviously putting a lot of time in on Seasons in the Valley to try and get some more footage of that. Plus I've also been using some stuff in contract work and some bits and bobs on Big Bud Farm as well to make sure that that's finally prepped and ready to start recording again, which it is, and I will be recording something this weekend. So yeah, just really bad at judging my distance with this thing today. I keep going too far away. There we go, that's that field covered. It's not going to take us long to whiz through these fields, and here you can see the extension. So if we zoom out a bit, you can see that line of sort of grass and weeds that runs down the middle. This was originally a grass field. This is now obviously part of field 8. It's a big extension to it. So let's start on the edge here. We'll do a lap around the extension so you can see just how much we've added in. Because it's not just this bit as well, it's also that little paddock that had spuds on it at the bottom. That's also been linked in as well. So there you can see it's now quite a big sizable field. Really good extension to that field there. Drifting wide again. There we go, that's a bit better. I thought about using that grass just there as well, but I decided to leave that as is, simply because of the way that that little spud field is linked in there. We don't own that field yet, but what I might well do is when I buy that field, then buy the spud field and then link that paddock into it there. I may possibly even link these two fields, link all that side there into this and turn it into just one big field. Certainly going forward, when we get the Deutz Fahrm combine, it'll behoove us to have slightly larger fields. Otherwise it's kind of blink and we're done when we're on the fields, harvesting with a combine that's much, much bigger than the one we have right now. But as it stands, this is a really, really good sized field now. Comfortably the largest field that we own. And as I say, we should get a really nice yield off this field going forward. So yeah, definitely a big expansion. And it's the same up with field 22. That L shape really does add quite a sizable chunk of land to that existing field. It's still not massive by regular field size, standards, but again, look, I'm just getting it completely wrong on my distance there. I think I need to go down the strip. There we go. The extension to field 22 definitely adds quite a good size. It nearly doubles it in terms of workable land on that particular field. And then again, when we buy the field that's up there as well, we may well link that in and turn it into one big workable area. We want to start to make some more efficient areas and increase the yield, because we are playing on hard on this farm, so our crops aren't amazingly good at, in terms of value, and the ones that are give us such little returns for the amount of for the amount that we actually plant. We get so little back when we come to actually harvest, because the fields are so small that it takes a long time to make any kind of real money. There we go, that's that bit there all fertilised. We're going to avoid the tree, pop over the road, and I'm just going to quickly swing by the garden centre over here. Well, I say the garden centre, this kind of multi-purpose point over here, sell point and purchase point. Just going to quickly top up with fertiliser here before we hit the fields on the other side of the road, so we can make sure that we can get them all done. There we go. Quick little top up. Let's put us into debt ever so slightly. We'll clear that comfortably by the end of the day. In fact, hopefully within a couple of hours, thanks to our orchard. And we will need to kind of check on the levels in there as well. See whether we've run out of fertiliser, run out of water. We should be okay, I think, for a little bit longer. And this is sunflowers, I think. Yes. Got some sunflowers coming in. Just happens to be sunflowers on the field next to us as well. I don't remember planting sunflowers on this one. I'm trying to remember exactly what I did plant, actually. I know we planted wheat up on 22 because we need it for the pigs. We don't need the straw. The straw we can just sell. We've got plenty of straw right now. More than enough to keep our small number of animals going. Although we do need to mix up some TMR, and we will need bales for that as well. So maybe we might keep just a small number of those bales when we do the wheat, but I think we'll probably be selling most of them. Depends how many we get, I suppose. We have only got that one field that's done. You see just how quickly, though, we are whizzing through our fields with our fertilising. It doesn't take long on this map to fertilise your fields. You can get them all done really, really quickly. Especially when they're all kind of within spitting distance of each other. You finish on one field, you turn around, and you're pretty much straight onto the next one. It's like when we're done with this, the next one is just through that little cut through, just through there. In fact, while we're here, let's quickly check the state of our trees. So I need to open up the help window for this. Down to 18%, and that should be the same for all of them. Yes, it is. Okay, so we are going to need to top the trees up today as well, before they run out. Let's get rid of that help window again. There we go. So yeah, I've had a busy day recording today. Got a couple of episodes of American Midwest recorded, one of which went live straight away, and then another 3 episodes of the Seasons in the Valley playlist has been done, now into summer with those recordings, and you'll be seeing those over the course of the next few days, and I'm going to try and get another couple of episodes of Deutz Fahrm done today as well. And then obviously yesterday I did a few episodes of City Skylines as well, so really trying to sort of ramp up some of the available footage that we have, so that it gives me time to do things like Big Bud Farm and do some spin tyres footage. I want to get some more spin tyres recorded at some point this weekend if I get the chance, and not having the pressure of needing to record lots of different farms helps relieve, you know, that pressure and give me the time to actually sit down and plan out and record, you know, a spin tyres thing, because that one's going to take a couple of hours to play through quite easily. I'm going to be soloing a map on hardcore and trying to use the wheel at the same time, so it could take me 3, maybe even 4 hours to do one of those, depending on the map that I settle on. I've just finished hardcoring Seashore, so it won't be Seashore, but it may well be downhill. Who knows? I might even go for Deluge. That would be a real challenge, Deluge, because I want to try and 1-star hardcore as well. So probably not Deluge. Probably not that one. It may well be downhill. We'll see. We'll see which one it's going to be when I sit down to record at the weekend. Today is Friday, it's the 5th. My copy of Project Cars has been dispatched, so I'll be getting that hopefully on Monday. Ordered that from Amazon, 25 quid just for the base game. That's not a bad price. It's actually on sale. It's part of the January sale on the UK PlayStation Network store at the moment for 35 quid, normally 50. So normally I like to pick up digital copies of games rather than disc copies. You know, almost everything I've bought has been digital for the last couple of years now, and I tend to buy things when they're on sale rather than brand new. I don't tend to buy that many games at launch. Farming Simulator is one that I do buy at launch because I love the franchise and I want to get onto it as soon as possible. And of course, with the channel, that's kind of coerced me into buying some games at launch as well. Like City Skylines was a game that I was curious about and would probably have definitely picked up at some point, but had I not got the channel, I don't know if I would have bought it at launch. I might have waited for a few months and picked it up in a sale. As it was, I picked it up at launch. I'm so glad I did, because I've had a lot of fun with that game, and it's brought a lot of fresh people to the channel, and a lot of you have enjoyed the footage, and it really did boost my subscription rate very, very quickly, which was a nice bonus. But I bought the game at launch because I wanted to feature it on the channel. Same with spin tyres. I probably wouldn't have bought this at launch, but because I wanted to feature it on the channel, I kind of had to, and I've loved every moment of that game. Not a huge amount of content, So it is at full price, perhaps a little bit pricey, but it's still a great game, and I absolutely love playing it. But there aren't too many games that I've purchased over the last 12 months that have been bought, you know, at launch. So I generally tend to buy digital copies when they're in a sale, pick them up on a discount, because there's usually enough stuff to keep me going. And sometimes I get caught out as well. Sometimes, you know, I'm an hour and I'll wait. And I bought Elite Dangerous back at the end of November, and I really have enjoyed Elite Dangerous. But I bought it, and within like 4 days, it popped up in the up to 70% sale off on PlayStation Network. It was only that one wasn't 70% off. It was in the up to 70% off sale. That particular game was down from 20 quid for the base game to I think 12, and then the Commander Edition, which is the one I bought, was down to I think 32 instead of 40, maybe 28. I'm not entirely sure exactly what the discount. I think it was 32 instead of 40, something like that. But anyway, yeah, I bought it, and then 4 days later it turned up on sale. I wasn't too happy, but it wasn't a huge saving, so I didn't feel too hard done by. And I want to try and get some Elite Dangerous on the channel at some point in the future as well. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that, because it's one of those games that you can do just very little and just kind of just keep ticking along doing the same thing over and over again, and then all of a sudden, every now and again, it just have a flurry of activity. I was playing a while back, and I was running some I was running cargo. It was back when I was running cargo before I started moving into passenger running, and I just kept getting interdicted constantly. I was being hounded. I was carrying some sensitive data to transport from various station to station, and I kept getting chased, and I had 3 separate, you know, guys coming after me, and I just had a little, I'm stuck. No. Damn it, I am well and truly wedged. Oh, that's not good. I can reset the tractor, and that should fall onto the ground, the fertilizer. Then I can come back and get it. Or I can bring the other tractor up and try and nudge myself off. I'd rather do that, but if I nudge it wrong, I could go straight down that cliff, fall in the water, and then have to reset the fertilizer spreader as well, which means I'll lose what's in there. I'm going to play it safe, just because I don't want to lose the fertilizer that's in there. So we'll reset the aggro star. But that was, yeah, that was clumsy. That was very clumsy. And I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? Oh yes, I was getting hounded on Elite Dangerous by 3 guys. I had a little Type 6 transporter, so not a particularly strong ship. Good for transporting, but not well armed, and not amazingly strong armour. And I was being chased by 3 anacondas repeatedly. And every single, you know, time I jumped into a system, I was getting interdicted. And I would fight off one interdiction, and immediately, as soon as I'd ended that one, the next one would start with no downtime. Wouldn't get back into real space. It would literally into hyperspeed. It would literally just instantly put me straight into the second interdiction, and then the third one after that. And every single time I jumped from one system to another, that would happen. And sometimes they would get me twice in the same system. It was just... And that went on for 3 hours non-stop. It was just insane. A friend of mine logged on to help me out, and I got destroyed a few times, and in the end we managed to kill one of them, and eventually I just managed to deliver the materials that was causing those guys to come after me and take me out, to try and prevent me from delivering the data. But I lost a fortune in having to repay, repurchase my ship constantly from having it destroyed. 3 hours of constant interdictions in every single system. It was just, it was a nightmare. I couldn't move for it. It was just insane. So every now and again, you just get these periods where you get this intense flurry of activity. whereas other times it can be really serene and you get no contact with enemy ships for a long time. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to bring that to the channel yet. Maybe I'll look at joining a community event that's upcoming and post footage of that. I don't know. I'll think about how I'm going to bring that to the channel, but I do want to do some infrequent Elite Dangerous videos going forward as well, because I have had some fun with that. I need to spend a bit more time in that as well. I haven't played it for a while. Been too busy with the channel and the move. And of course we've got Railway Empire coming up at the end of the month. I think last time out I said it was the 18th of January. It was initially as sort of released as the 18th of January, and it's now been confirmed as the 26th. So a little correction there. It is now the 26th of January that the game will be released. I have sent my details over to Calypso. They requested some information from me. They are considering sending me a review copy. Hopefully I'll get it. I don't know if I will or not. If they don't, then I guess I'll just have to buy a copy. But hopefully they'll send me a review copy, and I do plan on featuring it quite heavily on the channel when it comes out. Really looking forward to playing Railway Empire. It's one of those kind of tycoon games where you have to compete against the AI and build up a successful railroad. It's in the sort of the 1830s to 1930s era, I think it is. I think that's the time band. Loads and loads of historically accurate American steam locomotives from that period. I think it's like 30 or 40 different locomotives that you're able to use across those time periods. You can play in, I think, 4 different eras within that time frame. So yeah, definitely looking forward to getting my hands on a copy of that. If I have to pay for it, so be it. But you know, hopefully Calypso will actually send me a review copy, and we'll be featuring that once I get my hands on it. So you can expect videos at the end of January for that. In updates to other farms, obviously, as I said, plan to record Big Bud this weekend, bring that farm back with a bang. Lots and lots of new equipment joining the farm. Have put a lot of hours in terms of prepping it for the relaunch. We're not restarting, we're not converting to seasons, we're just picking up kind of where we left off, but obviously with a bit of extra work having been done in between to give us a bit of a big sort of push forward. But we're still committed to our goal of working hard to earn legitimately all the fields in the game. It is a hard playthrough on Mustang Valley. It's not medium. There's been no modded money added into that. Every single dime that has been earned on that farm has been earned the hard way through lots and lots of hard work. And I think we sprayed all of our fields now, haven't we? Yes, we have. So just the grass work to do. But before we get into the grass work, because that's going to take us a little while, we've got a few different bits that we need to get done. I'm going to deal with the trees, and I think we might need to clean up after our animals as well. So let me just park this out of the way slightly. Just there. That'll do. Let's jump into our Same Fortis. And let's get our front loader. We'll grab a bucket and we'll clean up after the animals first of all. Our cows are going to be getting very, very hungry, and I think our pigs are now pretty much out of corn. That's one of the crops that we planted. We planted a lot of corn. I remember now because we needed it for the pigs. Oh, we're caught on something. What are we caught on? There we go. Now we're free. Not quite got the bucket low enough to get everything. There we go. Let's tip that in. So we tipped in 555 litres. And that was that's it. That's all the corn we have. And we're out of power food. Now we need to run the power food down for our cows, so we're not too worried about that. But I do need to tidy up after the cows as well. They have made a bit of a mess. There we go. Right, let's open the door. There's going to be grass everywhere, isn't there? Yep. Huge amount of grass everywhere. Let's get the lights on so I can see what I'm doing. There's a load of grass spawned inside the straw area there. That's a bit weird. We'll leave that little spot there. That's fine. Close the door up again. So our cows taken care of. Let's go do the trees. So we need some water. I think we have to pay for the water on this map, if I remember rightly. So I'm just going to fill up here at the well. We're going to have to pay, so we may as well pay here. At least I think we do. Let's just fill there. That'll be enough to at least do the trees. And let's just check down here. There is a nice little spot for filling up water on the map over here, other side of the road. But I'm pretty sure we have to pay to top up in the river. There we go. So let's just back into here. This is where, of course, I get proved wrong. Yeah, we don't. Okay, so I was wrong. We don't have to pay. Okay, I'll remember that for next time. Ooh. Oh, he's letting us out. I'm kind of sticking out into traffic, I suppose, so thank you very much. Just raise the bucket up a little bit so I don't catch it on the wall here. There we go. Make our way up between the fields. We should still have plenty of manure in there. Took that a little bit fast, but got away with it really. Right. Let's top these trees up. That's those two done. And that one. And that one. Do I need to top up water for my animals? Yeah, I'm going to need to top the pigs up at some point. So we'll have to take the water trader back with us. And we are going to need more manure. Thought we had enough. I don't know if we're going to be able to do all of our trees with what's left in here. In fact, looking at it, I'm pretty certain we're not going to be able to. It's kind of awkward getting in here as well. Starting to wonder whether or not this was maybe the best idea, storing it in here. Oh, we're getting it. It's just a little awkward. I don't think the floor is completely level, which makes it quite tricky to get in. We're going to have enough to do 1 and a bit trees. Not quite all of it. There's a little bit there that I can't get as well. I might have to get it from the other side. And this is going to be awkward because the ground's uneven outside. Damn it. See, I run the risk of actually tipping out. There we go, got it. So, that's all of the manure. We can at least do 2 of our trees, or we can, sparingly apply it a bit to all 4 of our trees. Let's do that instead. So I need to tip at a very shallow angle, like that. Try and do about 400 a tree. And this will at least keep the trees going for another day or 2. Probably just another day. Oh, too much on that one. Damn it. Just looking to top them up for now. We'll give them a proper feed with manure next time we bring some up, which will probably be once we've done all of our mowing and baling. But I need to keep them active because I need the income. I need to lease a bale wrapper, and right now I don't have the money to do that, so I'm relying on those trees right now. I'm hoping I'll be able to get enough just to lease a wrapper very briefly. This way to the farm. And up and over. Once again, we'll park this by the well so we know where it is. And I think we are done with this for now. Wasn't there something else I needed to do with this? I honestly don't remember. Right. So this time I'm going to do my mowing a little bit differently. At least part of it anyway. So I'm going to hook up to the mower, but I'm also going to tow the baler, so we can mow directly into the baler. Just to try and speed things up a little bit this time round. So there is our baler. I should have enough power to run both of these tools, this and the mower. Just got to get out of the shed first of all. There we go. That's a tight squeeze. Let's grab our baler. Sorry, our mower, which is lurking there underneath the tool rack. Okay. Let's go mow some grass. So I'm going to start just here first of all. So let's lower that, let's unfold it, let's lower the baler, turn the baler on, turn the mower on, and off we go. So we have time to get these bales done. We have a couple of silage bales left, we have 1 grass bale left I think, and 2 hay bales left. So we're going to need some grass bales. We're also going to need some silage bales and some hay bales. So we're going to need to do quite a bit of mowing. And I'm aware that we're going to leave a few bits lying around, so we'll have to collect some of those. It's telling me off you don't own this field. I hate when it keeps popping that thing up. There we go, there's our first bale. And I have been asked again where I got this mower from. So for those of you that missed it last time, I'll show you again. If you go into the mower section, it's a Kverneland mower pack, and you get these 3 mowers: the PZ Greenland, the Vicon, and the Deutz Fahrm. They're all identical, just different branding. 2.7 meter mowers, but it's known as the Kverneland mower pack. And it's one of the older mods, actually. It's been out for quite some time. It's got to be nearly a year since that one came out, I think. Or at least nearly a year since it was released on console. It may have been made available on PC, you know, even a bit earlier than that. I don't tend to pay too much attention to PC mods, because I know the vast majority of them will never, ever make it to console. It's only the ones that I hear are going to be converted across that I then start paying a bit more attention to, and then I just wait and see what comes up in the testing thread and what gets released. Sometimes we get caught out with some nice surprises. More often than not, we can see, you know, pretty well, you know, what's an existing PC mod that's being converted and what's being released simultaneously. You know, we know that Black Sheep stuff is going to be released at the same time on all systems, and then we get other mods that we see in the testing thread. We put into Google and instantly pull up, you know, sites like LS Mods and FSUK, multiple different sites, all showing, you know, the mod that's currently in testing for consoles. So you get the chance to see, you know, what it is, and maybe some changes will be made between what you can see on a PC website before it comes to console, but it gives you a good idea of what to expect. So I do enjoy sort of keeping an eye out for things that pop up and that pique my interest. These bits that we're leaving behind, we'll be tidying those up later once we've finished actually mowing. We'll go around with the baler and get everything that's left over. There goes another bale. So it's going to be on these tight corners where we're making these tight turns that we're going to have little corner swaths that we're not picking up with the mower, with the baler. You can see on these straight sections though, we're not leaving anything behind. So let's just grab that piece just there, look. Time to start going sort of across the field a bit now as well. It's a very odd shaped sort of field. It's quite awkward as well with the hill that kind of really drops off quite severely. But last time we did mowing, we just mowed a couple of fields, and I was going to leave it at that. And then I thought, well, I've got this wrapper that I've leased, I may as well get my money's worth out of it. I ended up mowing pretty much everywhere else, so I could at least squeeze an extra couple of silage bales out of it and try and make a little bit of cash. We didn't make a huge amount, but we made a little bit. that situation where we are in need of a lot of extra cash. Very wary of where this bale is going to end up if I eject it up here. So I'll do it just there instead. Or I can hopefully try and control its release. We'll go back this way so we can pick up that bit of grass that we left there. There we go. Now we'll do this corner section here. I end up missing most of these bits of grass simply to the way the I'm going to be making all these sharp turns and just not collecting it in the baler. Like I said, we're going to be cleaning up the fields and getting those bits of residue once this is all done. I'll probably do that off camera as well. I'm kind of stuck here. Raise the mower up a bit. Crabbing backwards. I don't like to do that, but sometimes you kind of get stuck in a position where you have no real choice. And then we'll grab these bits along here. I need to leave at least one decent sized field for hay. As I say, we only have a couple of hay bales and we are going to need it for TMR for our cows, and great demand for wheat. Well, and a great demand for wool, and we don't have any wheat and we don't have any wool. So thank you there for a double whammy of things we don't have going on sale, or, you know, offering us a great price for things we don't have. It's the equivalent to having to pay all your bills in a single month in real life, leaving you pretty much, you know, empty-pocketed, and then everything that you ever really wanted to buy suddenly all goes on discount at exactly the same time. It's like, what do you do? Absolutely nothing you can do apart from just stare forlornly at an empty bank balance and curse your luck that it all happened to go on sale and you could have afforded those things that you're after if only you hadn't just had to empty your bank account for everything else. We all go through that at some point. Sometimes quite a lot. Depends on how unlucky we are. Alright, so just this little bit here, and then we've pretty much mowed this area to death. Trying to figure out where to go next. I guess. Yeah, let's grab these bits on this corner. Seeing as we're here, help us see. I just tried to hire a worker for a second then. I meant to lower the baler. There we go. Let's grab those big bits that we can see. We're going to make our way up the hill. And we're going to do this section now. I'm actually facing the wrong way, aren't I? Never mind, we'll start here. So let's lower and turn on the mower. And get ready for an extreme bale rolling along here. Really is quite severe, some of these hills. This one's going to go flying. Where is that one going to end up? It's coming to a stop a little bit earlier than I thought it would. I thought that was going to rumble all the way down the path. I think everything on that side there I'll do as hay. Everything on this side I'll just cut as grass. And I think we're going to cut down some trees at some point in the future just to clear a bit of extra space. So these trees are prime candidates for getting chopped. This is really steep. I might regret this. Oh yeah, that was a bit rough. I got away with it. Can't see where I'm going. Really dark in places on this map. You can see all that grass that we're leaving there on those corners. This is why I'm going to be coming back afterwards and making sure we collect it all, because it's going to add up to quite a sizable amount of grass that's just been left on the field. See all that grass that we're going to do. Oof, that's steep. Look at this, really steep. All that grass on the other side of the dirt path, just over there, below the sheep. When we bale that, that'll be hay. We'll mow it. We won't have the baler attached, so that we can ted it with our Deutz Fahrm Condi Master, and then we'll get the hay bob out, row it back together again. Hopefully, it won't need too much. I'm thinking we might possibly get rid of the hay bob as well, and just get the small Vicon. Again, it's kind of one of those things that we need some money to be able to do that, and we just don't have any right now. It's going to be a little while until we get some as well. Debt's come down to 760 thanks to our trees, but it's still negative. Earned a couple of hundred euros there. And we need those trees to produce, a few more hours before we can even turn a profit, break even. Let alone start turning a profit enough to be able to lease in the equipment. So we're probably going to have to sell a few of our bales just to bring in enough cash to make the purchase. We've got 2 silage bales. We'll probably sell both of those. That'll give us a couple of grand, and that will hopefully be enough to lease the wrapper. I'm not sure exactly how much it's going to cost us, but hopefully it won't be too much. This is extreme mowing. This is just going all over the place. I wasn't quite this intent with my mowing last time out. I didn't touch this ridge last time out, and I'm starting to think that that was probably a good decision. But I've started, so I'll finish. Ah, there we go, there's a runaway bale. Scampering away, making a break for freedom. This should probably be our last pass up here. Our tractor really does not like being up on this ridge. I can't say I blame it. It's really, really uneven up here. Well, of course, we have to unleash a bale at a ridiculously steep angle. Oh, look at that, that's insane. This thing's going to follow us straight down the hill. Alright. Oh, he's going for it. Alright, that's enough of the ridge, I think. We'll just stick to the lowland for now. Make our way up and down on this bit. Plus I've got some room to turn around over here now, which helps. Give that bell a little nudge as we go through. There we go. Comes the next bale, and there we go. So plenty more of this to do. I'm going to do a bit more of this before I come back, just to save you from seeing me just spending the next 3 episodes driving around fields like this. So I'll get a few more, sort of bales made, and then we'll do some tedding and some hay baling next time out. So thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob, and we'll be back with some more Deutz Fahrm very soon.